Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our Tuesday. I am getting ready to be in the kitchen for a little bit because we have a really busy afternoon, and I'm going to go ahead and make breakfast and prep up dinner. So first thing I'm going to do is prep up our muffins, and because they're gluten-free and I'm using gluten-free flour, I kind of let them sit for about 20 minutes before I bake them, just so that gluten-free flour has time to I don't even know what it needs to do, if it needs to get moist or what the actual science behind it is. But if you don't wait a little bit, it'll taste really gritty and like sandy. So we want to wait. So I'm going to do that. And then while I'm waiting on that, we're going to prep up our dinner, which is going to be meatloaf. And I was going to make mashed potatoes. So what I think I'm going to do on the potatoes is make mashed potatoes and then put them in a dish with some cheese and things on top. And then, we will be gone. I am taking my mother to chemo today. We'll be there for quite a bit in the afternoon. So I'm pretty sure my husband will be home before us. So I'm going to have him just be able to pop things into the oven, which is why I'm thinking I'm going to make the mashed potatoes like that. That way they're done and taken care of. He can just pop them in the oven. When we get home, dinner will be done. We'll still have a nice home-cooked meal, even though I'm not really home at dinner time to make it. So that's my plan. But let's get these muffins done. I'm going to make something called donut muffins, and we have some leftover sausage, so I'll serve it with sausage and possibly make up some eggs to go with it, but I'll see if anybody wants eggs. If they don't, I'm not going to bother. So the first thing we're going to do is sugar and an egg. So 1 egg. And 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And we're going to whisk this around. And so you would preheat the oven to 350. But again, I'm going to wait a little bit before I do that. So now we're going to add 1.5 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. I'm using gluten-free all-purpose. Two teaspoons of baking powder. Quarter teaspoon of salt. Quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. A 1/4 cup of oil. I'm using avocado oil. Three-quarters of a cup of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla. And you bake these on at 350 for 15 to 18 minutes. But again, I'm gonna let mine sit for a few minutes before I do that. But when they come out, you wanna melt 2 tablespoons of butter, and you dip the top of the muffin in the butter, and then you sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top, or you could do cinnamon sugar mixture, and it's really good. Not healthy, but delicious. Sometimes you just need that in your life. So I am going to go ahead and get them in the cups, but I'm going to let them rest before they bake. So now I'm going to work on the meatloaf. So I'm going to use 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of venison. Two eggs. Oh, look at that. Big old double yolk. All right, we're gonna do minced onions. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Pepper. Salt. Ketchup. Worcestershire sauce. And gluten-free breadcrumbs. If y'all see these at your Aldi, please let me know. I got these at Aldi months ago. They are the best gluten-free breadcrumbs I can find anywhere. We have tried a couple different ones. These are the only ones that are like more like actual breadcrumbs. Everything else is super weird, like a weird texture. I looked at Aldi when I was there the other day. I didn't see any, but please, if you see it at your Aldi, I don't care when it is, please let me know. Buy them all and mail them to me. I will pay you. I'm kidding, but please, really, let me know if you see them so I can run to Aldi and buy as many as I can. I'll throw them in the freezer so they stay good. Like, I only got, I think, 2, and I'm really sad. I never went back and got more, and these are literally the best. And if you don't know gluten-free breadcrumbs, it's like, you don't know until you know. And I'm telling you, I would pay $100 to have breadcrumbs in my freezer than have to use any other kind of breadcrumbs because they just are not the same. So I really, really, really need these again. So if you see them, please let me know. That was weird, but all right, now we're gonna mix this up. I think the mixer for this is the best ever. Now for the sauce, ketchup. Squirt of Worcestershire. And a little brown sugar. It's so nice to have dinner prepped already. So I'm gonna cook these potatoes. When they're done, we'll prep these up and get these in the fridge later too. So I'm also getting some sweet tea made for Gary. These just came out of the oven. I'm letting them cool before I start the butter, and I did cinnamon sugar in here. And then here's our leftover sausage I'll heat up, and then I'll ask if anybody wants an egg, and I'll cut up some fruit. I think all we might have an orange or 2, and we have apples. Oh, I have a cantaloupe I bought. I'm gonna cut that up. Muffin, butter, sugar, and repeat. So here's our donuts, cantaloupe, and sausage. So just put it in the middle of the table and they can just eat. I'll have to heat up the sausage again for whoever, but there we go. Breakfast is served. Breakfast and school. All right, now I'm working on Bible with Layla and Wilder. So we're sitting here working on school. Layla is just kind of drawing on a whiteboard right now while I work with Everly and Wilder. We just did Wilder's lesson, so he's doing his worksheet. Everly's working on a little math thing right now. We're trying to get everything done before 12 so we can leave. So it's gonna be kind of a crunch, but I think we can do it.
God. A for apple.
So Layla's working on her handwriting, and she is just about done with school. We do have art to get done, but I need to wait on art for a little bit while I get, the rest of school done. Because we might be able to do art later, but right now I need to work on school with Everly. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the mashed potatoes done. So I'm gonna put some butter, salt and pepper, a scoop of sour cream, I'm also gonna add some of this green goddess seasoning and some cheese.
That was good to know.
So now we'll just sprinkle some cheese on top. And some parsley. So I'm pretty sure he'll be home before us, but if I'm home first, I'll pop him in the oven, and then if he's home first, he'll pop him in the oven, and dinner will be really, really simple. So I'm glad I got all that done and out of the way, because I was kind of concerned. I was like, man, am I gonna have to like stop and grab food? And I didn't want to do that. So now everything's good. Right now, these two are working on art projects. Now, we're gonna glue his feathers on his wings, okay?
Okay. What?
Nice. Beautiful. We are done with school, and we are actually gonna head out the door. Where did I put that gift card? Yesterday, I think I might have thrown it away. Anyway, I don't need it. Yesterday, the girls, when we went to American Heritage Girls and we delivered Easter baskets, the leaders made the girls little Easter bags. And in each bag was a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card. So I told them I would take them to lunch today. So we're going to go pick up Chick-fil-A. And I also have to drop something by the post office, or not the post office, by the UPS store to like mail back. Gary needs me to mail something back for him. So we're going to go mail that back, go to Chick-fil-A, and then go to my parents and hang out there for a little bit. I'm going to take my mom to chemo. My dad's going to keep the kids. She wants me to take her today, which I'm so excited that I get to do it. So we're going to go do that, and then we'll be home for dinner. But last night was amazing. We got to deliver Easter baskets to veterans all around the county. We spent the past 2 weeks at American Heritage Girls preparing 75 Easter baskets and then 25 bags for a nursing home. And we got to go deliver them last night. And our first stop, all of us went to the first stop. We broke the 75 up into, like, me and another girl went to one in like pairs. So, you know, obviously instead of all of us delivering all 75 in one night, we broke it up. But we all went to the first one. It was the man's 100th birthday. We took him balloons. The girls sang happy birthday. He shook every one of their hands, got pictures. It was so sweet. It made me cry. And then we were able to deliver baskets and hope and love and everything to all of these men and women. And it was the best thing I think I've ever done in my whole life. It was amazing. And to see these girls, just to be able to be a part of something like this was tremendous. And then we saved the best for last for us, because we took my dad one and he had no idea he was getting it. He was so shocked. He was so surprised. He was so grateful. All of these veterans were so grateful that someone thinks of them, you know? And so it was just such an emotional, amazing night. It was just wonderful. We even delivered to some widows of veterans. It's a really hard emotional night, but it is so amazing at the same time. I mean, you're like holding back tears. Sometimes you can't even hold them back. It was the most beautiful thing to be a part of last night. So that was really, really great. But anyway, we're going to go over I'm going to drop this package off. Then we're going to go to Chick-fil-A, pick up our order, and then go to my parents. I asked my parents if they wanted anything from Chick-fil-A, and they said no. So I'm not picking them anything up, but we're going to eat over there. Here to visit and hang out with us for a few days. The kids are really excited. So Gary got home before we did. He put dinner in the oven. Thank goodness. It's cooking. We walked in and it smelled so good. So I'm going to heat up some corn to go with it. So we'll have the mashed potatoes, the meatloaf, corn, and I think there's rice in the fridge that I'll heat up for the little ones. But yeah, that's super simple. Thank goodness I prepped that earlier because it is 5:41 and I would not want to just come right home and do all that. I mean, I could. People do it every day, but I didn't want to. So I came home and changed immediately into like jogger pants and a sweatshirt because it is so chilly outside. The temperature actually is not bad. It says it's 64 outside, but the wind is so bitter and like so strong, and it's making it really just like uncomfortable and not very warm feeling outside. So I immediately changed. So I guess there is no rice because I guess last night when we were gone, maybe Gary, I don't know what they ended up eating, but I'm guessing they finished off the rice. So I'm gonna make this gluten-free spaghetti noodles, and that way if Layla and Wilder want something other than mashed potatoes, they can have them. All right, so dinner's ready. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, corn, and gluten-free noodles. All right, here's dinner. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and corn. Okay, dinner was delicious. I just got school out. I'm gonna go get kiddos ready for bed. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow where I will be home 99% of the day, and I'm very excited about it. So I'll see you then. Bye.